In today's class, we're going to play with the sensations of flexibility, the sensation of mobility, the sensations of stability, and then the sensation of strength. So, yoga is more than just a flexibility building practice. It actually incorporates all of those other elements to create a fit body. If we're way too flexible, then we're not going to have stability that we need in our joints in order to keep from injuring ourselves. We also want to be strong so that we can actually do the things that we want to do in our lives. And then just being able to move the body is an amazing, amazing thing. And thinking about all the different ways that we can move our body rather than just the way that we generally do move our body, which can be very rote and mechanical. So if you want to, you can go ahead and start the Spotify playlist. Otherwise, we're going to meet on all fours. So feeling stability in your arms, stability in your legs, maybe just begin to move the body a little bit. Can you feel a little bit of flexion and extension of the spine? Could move the head around. Feeling into your animal body. Okay. We're going to come into stability. So let's take the right leg back. Left arm out. You can always hold it here. You could lift that back leg out, up, and then reach the hand and the foot back. Breathe. Stability. Strength, pressing into the mat, dropping the hand. Let's take that leg out to the side, heel down, toes up. You could come up onto your fingertips and arch your spine. Take some deep breaths here. Bring your hands back down. Taking it to the other side. Left leg out, right arm out. Lifting that back leg, flex the foot, reach the fingertips. Spinal balance, strength and stability. Hand comes down, leg comes out to the side, a little flexibility. Toes up. Could come up onto the finger pads. Where do you feel the muscles elongating? Okay, let's bring it back to center. We're going to do what is called butterfly push-ups. So we're going to find stability in our elbows. We're going to look down. We're going to spread our fingers. We're going to keep our arms straight and then lower your chest down and then press up. So this is mobility in your shoulder blades. Can you feel your shoulder blades protract and retract? So coming together and then coming apart. It's a very, very subtle movement. Butterfly push-ups. One more time. Breathe. Dropping the chest, pressing it away. Coming into heart opening pose. Walking your hands out. Take your tailbone up to the sky. Lower your chest down to the earth. Feel into your back body. Where do you feel the stretch? Flexibility. Bring your hands back in. We're going to curl the toes. We're going to come back onto the balls of your feet. Can you feel into flexibility in your feet? Maybe lengthening your back spine. We're going to think about pressing to rise. Take a deep breath in, press up. Stability. Stepping forward, mobility. Walking to the front of your mat. Engaging your core, tucking your tail, mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, let your arms float up to the sky. Hands back to the heart. We're going to shift our body weight and we're going to step the right foot back, straight back, as if we're on cross-country skis. Hands could stay up here at the heart. Breathe. Where do you feel strength? Where do you feel stability? Where do you feel flexibility? Let's release the hands. We're going to bring them to the back body. Interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Then look up. Just a little bit look up. Keep a tuck in your chin. Feel the strength. Low belly pulled in. Take a deep breath in. Release the hands. We're going to bring it down and onto hands onto the floor and step that front leg back. Downward dog. Coming forward into plank position. You could try your chaturanga. If you're coming with me, pressing forward, lowering yourself down. You could either come into Sphinx or Baby Cobra, or up here, flipping your feet, upward facing dog. Flipping your feet, pressing back and into downward dog. We're going to take that right leg up into the sky. And we're going to do some mandalas. So bringing the knee forward and then out to the side and then foot up and circling. Mobility in your hips. Breathe. Notice the direction that your knee is traveling. One more time, this direction. And then we're going to take it up first, out, and then in. Up, out, and then in. You can always drop it down to your knee if this is a little too much. Strength. Breathe. One more time around. Let's step the foot between the hands. Drop that back knee. Coming up, your hands could come next to your ears. You could look up to the sky, opening up your heart, your belly, the front of your body. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back down. And then step that front leg or the back leg front. Forward fold, coming up, Tadasana. Hands to heart. We're going to do that all on the other side. So shifting your body weight to the right. We're going to step the left foot back. You can hold it here. Breathe. Soft gaze. You could always keep it here or bring your hands behind you. Now, can you bring the other finger in front? Might feel a little odd. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Let's release those hands. Hands come back down to the foot. Step that front foot back. Downward dog. Shifting your body weight so the left leg comes up. We're going to bend at the knee. We're going to bring that knee in, out, and around. Mobility training for your knee. You could always drop it to your right knee and do this on all fours. Now, noticing the direction that this is traveling, can you take it up first, out, and then in? So up, out, and in. Breathe. 2 more times. We're going to step that hand, or the foot, excuse me, between the hands and drop it to your knee, coming up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's bring our hands down. Step that front foot back, downward dog. Now, option is just to lower yourself down and come into Sphinx. Option to lean forward. This is Chaturanga. This is our pose of the day. Bring your elbows down. Could flip your feet. Upward facing dog. Bring your knees or your feet back underneath. Curl your toes and come back. Take the right leg up. Step it through. So Chaturanga is our pose of the day. Forward fold, it's the 4-limbed staff pose. Take a deep breath in, coming up, and then bring it back down. Let's do that one more time. Up. Hands can pause right here. Feel your body sparkling from the training, the practice. Shiny. Okay, we're going to shift and come into Warrior 2. So shifting your body weight, the right foot gets to step back and into Warrior 2. Arms out, shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to take that the front arm back and place the hand back behind our body, wrapping the upper arm or hand to your elbow, and then lean back, opening up the side body. So sense this flexibility in the arm and in your side body, stability in your base, your knee, your thighs, your hips. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back to center. Bring your hands down. We're going to step that back foot in a little bit. Pyramid pose. My heels are lined up. My back foot's turned in. I'm going to lengthen my spine as I come over. Hands could come down to your thigh, to your shin, to your ankle, or maybe to the floor, or to some blocks, or to a chair. Feeling into this flexibility in the back of that front leg. Breathe. We're going to bend that front knee, press to rise. Step that back leg forward. We're going to do warrior on the other side, shifting to the right foot. Left foot steps back. Warrior pose. Strength and stability. Shoulders pressed down away from your ears. That front arm, hand comes to your back body. Reach up, side bend to the back. Flexibility in your side body, your ribs, your upper arm. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's take a deep breath in and bring it back to center. We're going to step that back leg in a little bit, turning your hips to the front of your mat. Forward fold over that long front leg. Finding your flexibility here. Now, bending that front leg, press. Feel the stability. Come up. Step that back leg forward. Take a deep breath in. Okay, so we're going to do what is referred to as breath of joy. So we inhale up, inhale up, inhale up, and then we forward fold. And you want it to be controlled. You want to engage your core as you come down. And then we do that again. So it's a inhale. Hands can be together. Ha. 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 Strong mobility. Sha. Sha. One more, and we hold it in that forward fold. Let yourself hang upside down. You could wiggle your head, move your shoulders. Now we're going to do some strength building here. So we're going to sink our hips back. Bring your hands to your heart, or maybe out in front of you, or maybe lifting the chest up a little bit. So option, hands in front of your heart or out. Chair pose. Notice that my hips are way back and my knees are behind the front of my toes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel into the stability that's required here, the strength. Breathe. One more deep breath in. And then we're going to come up and let ourselves effortlessly come into our mountain pose. Take some deep breaths to slow down your heart and breathing rate. Okay, finding your way down and into a seated position. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, pressing the knees down, and then lengthening your spine up. So we're engaging the spinal muscles that are close to your vertebral column to allow you to lift up into the sky with a straight posture, feeling the stability of your vertebral column. Press down with your knees. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring our knees back together. We're going to take our feet out, and we're going to do a little strength building here pose, where we're going to do what are called tricep dips, which you might have done in other classes, other fitness classes. Notice that my fingers are pointed towards my bottom. Option is just to squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your heart up towards the sky. Option is to lift the hips up, and then bending at the elbows, drop your bottom down and then lift up. So the elbows come straight back. Breathe. Tricep dips here. You could always take a break. We're just lowering our bottom down to the ground and then pressing back up. Building strength in our tricep muscles. Last one. Let's release and lower ourselves down onto our back body. You could take your feet up to the sky, take the knees wide, and come into happy baby. You could grab onto your shins, your ankles, or the outside of your feet. You could always roll or rock side to side in this pose, or maybe even try holding it so you can feel into all the sensations. Where do you feel the muscles being stretched? Where do you feel the muscles contracting? Relaxing your face, your jaw. You could hold it here, or you could release the left leg, bringing it down, and then maybe even taking it straight. So half happy baby here. Notice the opening, the flexibility that's occurring here in that long leg, the front of the hip. And then if you're with me, taking that left leg up and switching right leg down. Breathe. This is hip flexion on the left side, hip extension or extension of the leg at the hip joint on your right side. Okay, let's take both feet up into the sky again. One more time. You could rock side to side. You could try extending your legs long, holding on to your shins or your ankles, or wrapping your index finger and middle finger around your big toe. This is a good way to start to feel flexibility in your inner thigh muscles, with the low back being supported by the ground. And then take a deep breath in. Let's draw our knees into our chest. We're going to grab the backs of our thighs and rock up and into seated, and then over and onto our belly. So we're going to stay into a low, or come into a low Sphinx pose, lifting the left leg up. Can you bring your heel towards your bottom? If that feels okay, reach around with the same hand and see if you can draw your heel in towards your bottom. And this is a pretty intense stretch on your quadriceps, the front of your thigh. So see if you can feel into maybe any holding that you're doing in the joints. Can you release that a little bit so that you can flex, or you could stretch those quadricep muscles out a little bit. Breathe. Let's shift to the other side. First, we just check it out, lifting the foot. You could hold it right here. Maybe you can reach around, grab that foot, bring the heel towards your bottom, and then try to relax the front of the thigh. Deep, deep stretch. Flexibility. It's always good to do at least 5 deep breaths when you're in a flexibility pose. And then slowly release it down. Let's lower our hands down to the ground. We're going to do a little bit of mobility in the ankle joints. So taking your knees side to side, windshield wiper. Roll your ankles, flex point your feet. Mobility in your ankles. How about your toes? Can you maybe draw your name in cursive with your big toe? Now, we're going to bring our legs down. We're going to find some flexibility in the chest. So let's take one arm out, and then just see if you can come into a little cactus arm. So my arm is bent at the elbow, but I'm going to walk my hand out a little bit more. And I'm going to see if I can relax my shoulder down to the ground. My shoulder is up in the air still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll over onto that bent hand and the bent arm. So I bring my other hand's fingertips down, and then I roll over and I see if I can bring my chest towards the floor. Maybe I only roll over a little bit. You can do this, or you might have done this, standing against a wall, placing your hand on the wall. We're feeling into shoulder and then your chest muscles, your pectoralis major and minor here. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back to center. Bringing that arm in. The other arm comes out. Cactus arms at an angle. See if you can just relax the shoulder down. Option to bring your fingertips down, opposite hand, and to roll into that arm. Remember, no sharpshooting pain or tingling or numbness allowed. We're just looking for some flexibility in your shoulder, chest muscles. Slowly bring it back to center. Let's bring our hands underneath our chest, underneath our shoulders, pressing back and into child's pose. Maybe thighs together, arms back behind. Generally, people think this feels really good, or my students think this feels really good in the low back. It's a nice low back stretch. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to find our way up using your strength to raise yourself up. Maybe bringing in up and onto your knees. We're going to wrap our arms around. So you could just wrap your arms like this, holding onto your shoulder joint, and then bring your chin into your chest. Now, option for those of you familiar with eagle arms, one arm comes under and then it wraps, and then we can wrap maybe even the forearms. But if this does the same or helps with the same sensation of opening up the back of the shoulder joint. So your shoulder blades moving. So options here. Especially feels good to bring your chin to your chest so you feel a stretch in the back of the neck. Now engage your core, tuck your tail, and feel strong in your lower half of your body. Bringing it back up. Let's try the other side. Option, just to wrap your arms around like this. Option, one arm underneath. Engage your core, tuck your tail. Okay, coming back up, releasing your hands. We're going to come onto all fours, curl your toes, coming into your downward dog, press back. We're going to take our feet wide on the mat, And shift your body weight from one side to another. A little bit of mobility here. Pelvis, shoulders. Now, turning your toes out, let's walk our hands back and come into squat. You could always stay up nice and high. You could always put a block underneath. Maybe your whole foot can come to the ground, or maybe you're up on your toes or the ball of your feet. That's fine. Now, strength is pressing into the knees and the knees press back, and then strength in lifting up on the pelvic floor. Thinking about lifting to rise, taking a deep breath in, press into your feet, come up nice and slow. Come into your mountain pose. Okay, we're going to bring our hands to our hips and we're going to do a little mobility with skimming the floor with the foot. So we're just trying to find here some mobility in the lower half of your body, and then feel the stability of that supporting leg. It's also strong. And then a little mobility in your upper arms, shoulders, core, spine. Okay, we're going to take that foot that's moving, we're going to take it back, ball of foot, and then we're going to scoot it over so it's actually behind the front leg. It could be just a little bit behind it or off to the side. And what we're looking for is a straight spine here, and then we're going to side bend to the back leg, that back foot coming down. So we're side bending to the front long leg. And we're opening up the ribs here. This is a little challenging stability-wise, so find something to look at. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back. Step that foot back, switching to the other side. What feels good? Could release the hands, let them play, the shoulders. Oh, you could feel into the strength. And then when you're ready, stepping that leg back, taking it over to the side, and then side bending, looking down, breathe. Let's find it back up. Now, for the very last thing that we're going to do today, we're going to check into mobility coming up and down from the floor, preferably without using your hands. So finding your way down, and then maybe finding your way back up. How many different ways can you do it? Oops. Don't knock your head. Up. Oh, maybe not. Maybe using your hand. Playful, explorative. Okay, when you feel like you have explored those movements, finding your way down and onto your back of your body, setting up for final relaxation. You could lift your shoulders up, your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades back together again, and then let your body relax on the earth. You come into your ocean breath, feeling the movement of the lungs. Can you feel mobility in your chest as you inhale? Expansion of the rib cage. Exhale. Staying where you are, finding stillness. We can think about those sensations of strength, flexibility, mobility, stability as not just physical properties or properties of your physical body, but you could also think about them as properties of your mind. So what does it feel like to be stable in the mind, maybe non-reactive, or taking a few breaths before reacting? What is it like to be flexible in the mind, being able to change your plans if necessary and not fixating on what should have been, what you had planned to do? And then mobility. How about the ability to change your mind? Decide something is not right for you. Be able to change directions. Keep your life force moving forward. And then strength, your willpower. Thinking of those in your spirit as well, that which is unique to you. Which one calls to you the strongest this moment? Let your whole body embrace the sensation. Let it lift you up, feeling the possibility and the potential. Growing stronger, growing more flexible, more mobile, more stable. How each of those can complement one another to bring more wholeness and health and wellness into your life. staying here for as long as you like. Namaste.